Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. We are at the end of September 2025. Potential government shutdown like all the time. What I wanted to talk about here is what sort of impacts will we see if the government does shut down? What do we see as veterans, as the greater veteran sphere? There are impacts to the Department of Veterans Affairs. What sort of impacts will they realize? What sort of contingency plans do they have in place? What benefits are impacted and which ones are not? What services are impacted? Which ones are not? And so forth. So before we jump into it, hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help, and I appreciate your support. All right, so what we're thinking here is, what is the most important things to understand, right? It's ridiculous to walk around with your eyes closed and just go, it's not impacted. VA is not impacted. I'm not impacted. Nothing's impacted. That's not true. So depending on who you are as a veteran, spouse, dependent, so forth, there may be specific impacts to the Department of Veterans Affairs through the government shutdown. So I'll reiterate it a couple times through here and kind of simplify it a little bit at the end. But let's just dive through the general aspects here. So VA impacts for 2025 government shutdown. Most Veterans Affairs services, VA, right, including healthcare and monthly benefits, which I would say typically that is the biggest thing people are usually concerned about, are those two things, right? Healthcare and your monthly benefits. Those are protected from a potential government shutdown because they are funded in advance. So they've already been funded, that money's in place. It would have to be a shutdown for a very long time with no movement. And then even then, there would be special provisions that probably got signed off for us to continue to be fine. So let's move on, though. A shutdown would suspend non-essential services, such as career counseling and outreach programs. Now, I'm going to go through services that are not impacted. I'm going to go through services that are impacted. And then basically kind of some to-dos here. So services that are not impacted, the VA has issued contingency plans detailing which essential services will continue, even if Congress fails to pass a funding bill. And there's, looks like 5 bullet points. Healthcare, VA medical centers, outpatient clinics, and vet centers will remain open and operational. Benefit payments is the next one. Veterans will continue to receive payments for compensation, pension, education, and housing benefits. Third bullet here is crisis support. The Veterans Crisis Line, which you could reach at 988 and then press 1, will remain open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next one is appeals. The Board of Veterans Appeals will continue issuing decisions on cases. Last bullet point here is burials. Interments will proceed at VA national cemeteries. Applications for headstones, markers, and burial benefits will continue to be processed. So then you might ask yourself, well, what's left, right? What other things are out there and what is impacted? Well, let's talk about that. And then after I go through this list here on this specific website that I pulled up, we're actually going to jump over to the VA's contingency plan themselves and just read the same lists and see if there's any differences that we notice. Services that would be impacted would be impacted if the government were to shut down. A government shutdown would affect certain programs and services that rely on annual funding. Career counseling is the first bullet here, and it looks like there's 6 bullets. Career counseling. The VA will not provide career counseling or transition assistance programs. Next bullet, regional offices. VA benefits regional offices will be closed to the public. Next bullet is GI Bill Hotline. The GI Bill Hotline will be closed. And okay, the next one, this one actually irritates me. I would hope that it irritates other people too. So the next bullet is cemetery maintenance. Cemetery maintenance. The VA will not perform grounds maintenance or permanently place headstones at national cemeteries during a shutdown. And for those out there, this has kind of been the same contingency plan year over year over year through different administrations and so forth. I've never been a fan of, you should figure out a way to continue to maintain the cemetery where our brave men and women have been buried. I'm just saying. Next, two more bullets here. Outreach, public affairs, and outreach activities will cease. And the last one, pre-need burial applications, processing for pre-need burial applications will be halted. All right, so a couple things here. I'm going to get into the how can veterans prepare, but before I do, I'm going to go directly to the VA's contingency plan on their website. VA Contingency Planning, the Department of Veterans Affairs, is committed to delivering world-class health care and benefits to veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Even in the event of a shutdown, veterans will still be able to access their health care benefits and memorial services from VA. Here is how a government shutdown would affect VA and those we serve. All right, so they got two sections, green and red. Okay, green is not impacted by the shutdown. And here, again, we have 5 bullet points. Veteran health care is not impacted. VA medical centers, outpatient clinics, and vet centers will be open. VA benefits, next bullet, VA benefits will continue to be processed and delivered, including compensation, pension, education, and housing benefits. Third bullet, burials will continue at VA national cemeteries. Applications for headstones, markers, and burial benefits processing will continue. Fourth bullet, the Board of Veterans Appeals will continue decisions on veterans' cases. And the last bullet here, VA contact centers and the vet crisis line are open 24/7. So one difference that we notice here is VA contact centers, which is 800 MyVA 411, will also remain open. So that was missed on the other one. So it's good that we do this, right? To just double check and make sure. This next one has 7 bullet points. These are impacted during the shutdown. VA will not provide veteran career counseling or transition assistance program activities. The GI Bill Hotline will be closed. VA benefits regional offices will be closed. Now, the difference here is on the other one, it said closed to the public. This just says it will be closed. So kind of makes you wonder. Next one, VA will cease public affairs and outreach to veterans. VA will not permanently place headstones or maintain grounds at VA national cemeteries. So place headstones is a new ad there on this versus just not maintaining the grounds. Next is VA will not process applications for pre-need burials. And the last one here was not mentioned on the first one either. And this is VA will not print new presidential memorial certificates. For those that don't know, if you have a loved one who has passed away, and it could be, a great-grandfather, for example, passed away who had served in the military, you can order a presidential memorial certificate. Comes on a hard cardstock. It's nice keepsake, nice big presidential seal, lithographed signature on there, and you could order as many as you want. So if you were to order them and you needed, say, 10, because we're going to distribute them throughout the family, you could. Kind of a little hidden thing there that people are not aware of, especially for those that had passed many years ago. All right, so jumping back into this other one, how veterans can prepare. Since most core services are protected, there is no need for immediate panic. However, there are actions veterans can take to prepare for a potential disruption in some services. And 4 bullet points here. Plan ahead for non-essential services. If you need career counseling or other non-essential services, seek them before a potential shutdown. Also, I'll throw out there your states. Your states may offer at their veterans department at the state level, which is not federal, right? So, for example, in California, they have the CalVet, so the California Department of Veterans Affairs. In Texas, they have the TVC, Texas Veterans Commission. These big government organizations at the state level may provide these same services for you. So moving on, consider electronic payments. If the VA is moving toward all electric payments, which helps ensure timely payments even during the shutdown. If you're receiving paper checks still, which you're probably not, there might be a few people out there, but consider enrolling in direct deposit. Next bullet, use a main contact center. That is the 800 MyVA 411 contact center will remain available even if other hotlines close. Last one, stay informed. Check the VA's official website. And oh, by the way, they are eliminating the DS logon. That's username, password, and it must be a validated, like a logon dot or whatever. I don't even remember now. ID me and the other one, login.gov. You utilize those now. Make sure you get that done because they are ending that September 30th. All right, with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.